What up, y'all? It's your boy Ben here, and today we're gonna dive into some fun with this video where we're gonna be talking about just kind of like how to improve or like ways to kind of make Pokemon Pocket better, right? So before we dive into all of that, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and definitely click the notification bell button so that you do not miss out on a thing. So we all know Pokemon TCG Pocket like came out with a hot start. You're collecting your cards, you got your 2-packs, you were able to do the battles. We had the win streak events. We had the win streak, like win 5 games in a row. Then we had like the 40 wins, and that came about, and then that evolved into ranked. And since then, we kind of didn't have anything else. Yes, we have like the AI battles that like refresh every single time that we get a new set that comes out, but like in this catch-up month or whatever the case may be, the glaring holes of like Pokemon TCG Pocket isn't enough. So like, why not like imagine a world, or hopefully, you know, maybe Pokemon Pocket watches this random video and gets inspired, who knows? But let's imagine a world where there are 10 new game modes that could possibly change Pokemon TCG Pocket as we know it. So let's go ahead and like dive into those and thinking about how we actually like play, collect, and battle in the game. So I know we have like a daily routine, but like let's actually make this a full app that we thoroughly enjoy. So first up, I want to talk about like this pack battle royale. So imagine this, it's like a tournament mode. I feel like an in-game client tournament mode would be really fun, but it is not just like the same here, you know, Dark Tina and like all those other things. You will open up 2-packs, 3-packs. It just allows you to open up those cards, and like those are just the cards that you have for the event. So if you pull any 2 stars or whatever the case may be, like it really doesn't matter. You're just opening up those. You build a quick mini deck, and then you just jump right into a tournament. No meta decks, no wailing on cards, literally just like pure luck, skill, creativity. You can call it a pack battle royale. This is like a draft mode. Maybe you even have the tournament modes just like separately, so that way you can go hard in there, and like just even thinking about that. But I really like this idea of being able to draft your cards, jump into like an in-game tournament. 8 players enter. They only use the cards that they pull. You win rounds, you collect your crown points, right? Like kind of round robin, or like even just like full on tournament mode style. So if you do get knocked out, you can like reboot that up again. You know, they obviously can use whatever currencies to be able to get into it, but it is fast, it's fun, and it makes pack openings a lot more fun, because now you're doing more things with your cards, or just more things with the packs that we open, instead of just kind of letting them sit and hope that we get something good from there. Then I kind of like this idea going from there into this thing called adventure map. All right, so picture this with me here, right? So what this is basically we're going through iconic Pokemon regions in like a story-driven mode, where each location has theme battles and deck restrictions. Think of essentially playing, you know, Pokemon Red or Pokemon Diamond, or even Pokemon Legends ZA, where you are locked into a region, and those are like the cards that you have available. And so if we start off with the Kanto region, you only have access to the 150 Pokemon, you know, 151 Pokemon. You build out your decks that way. You tackle on gym leaders. You can battle rivals. And then once you like go through that whole piece, you get to unlock flares, or like different kinds of packs that are only, you know, that have like the badges for Kanto. We have like the promo badge, where it's like the Pokeball. We have the Chansey badge. So like, why not add like a Kanto badge? Why not add like a Johto and Hoenn and so on and so forth? So it is definitely like a solo mode, but for folks who want progression and not just like PvP grinding. And you can just add in more regions as like we continue. But like, we have so many already. You can have the 8 gym leaders. You can have the Elite 4. You can have the champion. You could possibly reset it and do it again and have folks go through that. How you get your Pokemon and sift through or level up, I'm not sure. But just this idea of only being able to use Pokemon as they go through. Maybe if they get knocked out, in like that match against there, you can't use them again, and then you have to like go up and do something else. But like that would be sweet. Another game mode, which, like, you know, again, we get to be creative here, right? We get to like really blow up this what if here. And so like, why not go on the other end and see if they could make this work for like fusion battles? So I know this one's wild, but you have 2 of your Pokemon temporarily combined mid-match to form a new fusion form, unlocking a special attack for 1 turn. So maybe they don't actually like mesh, right? Like, it's not like you get like a Gyarados EX and a Lapras EX, and then all of a sudden you get like a Galapras or Grapras, like in a whole new card art and everything else like that. But maybe if you build up enough points, or you do enough attacks, you build up a fusion attack meter, and therefore once you have, or you unlock criteria, right? Like, you need to build the meter, you need to have enough energy for it, you click that, and then it's like a big move. So like, let's take the example of Gyarados EX and Lapras EX, and then they do something called a water power surge move, where it hits everything for 60 damage, no matter what. Everything on the board gets hit with 60 damage on your opponent's side. Something crazy like that. You just see like a big water move that happens, or like the way that Draco Meteor hits, and then you just get the 50. So the animations are already there. You're just changing up the move. You just kind of have to like build the bar in there. So that could be really cool, being able to unlock new moves. And obviously, it would probably just be through typings or different combination of typings. How far? I don't know. But like, if you're running a solo water deck, you can just make all water types hit this move. If you click like a water and fire, then they click this move, you know, so on and so forth. So you have those different combinations, and I'm sure you can come up with a whole bunch of different types of names for that to do that, and that can work. And up next would be, for our number 4 game mode, would be this like mystery deck challenge, which I thought was like pretty interesting and pretty cool. You queue up, and the game just hands you a random theme deck. So this could like last for the whole week. Here's what the theme is this week. The next week you have a different theme. The following week you get a different theme. It could be like this week is all about fire decks. This week is all about the bird Pokemon. This week is all about dual typings. This week is all about mono energy. And you just get a random theme deck, and you'll only know what's happening once you open up the deck, right? Like, you get into the match, maybe the match before you queue into the game, you actually get to see like the view all cards menu that we have now in our deck editor. That pops up as it's like searching for someone. You get to see your deck really quickly, and then you jump right on in. Or maybe you get like 30 seconds to like get familiar, and then you jump right on in. This is like a great equalizer. I think everyone plays on even ground. You test out your adaptability when it comes to seeing what kind of deck that you're getting, instead of like your collection size, right? So like, for those free to play players, or like things in the beginning, you get to go into something like this, which allows you to play and then slowly build up your collection, so that when you can take on other game modes as well. Then I think this is one for like the collectors, right? There's a lot of folks who play Pokemon Pocket to open packs, to get those 2 stars, to get those crown cards. People are dropping money to like be a completist, right? They want to have every single card, and like they take really pride in that. So why not add in a game mode for those types of players as well too? So this turns pack opening into like a scavenger event. So each week, certain Pokemon or flare types are featured. You find them in your packs to earn collector points. So we kind of have this with like the Wonder Picks, where they're like, collect an Absol, or collect like a, you know, like a Shaman, right? Like that's what's like kind of going on. However, that's just kind of it, and then you get to spend the shop tickets and like get the stuff. But like, why not make that even more? Like, build that out into the packs, make the packs have more weight as to why you want to open them, and like kind of like build that in there. You get collector points, you get to complete a collection board, so you, or knock out more of those missions. But this just allows the packs to have a little bit more weight to them. And then from there, we get to get, I think unlocking flares would be really cool, because we already get, you know, boards, or we get the coins for the sleeves and things like that. But just getting like borders or just backgrounds, even more backgrounds, kind of goes there. So just full on collecting to like build up on that. This next game mode would be pretty sweet. I think tag team duos, where you get 2 linked hands and split screen showing 2 players, right? So like you log in, you open it up, but this also means that your board is bigger and your price points are also bigger. So I think the way that you can build this out, or like one way, is that there's 5 prize points instead of just 3. Each player gets to bring out 1 active Pokemon, and you have 2 bench slots. So in total, you have 6 Pokemon instead of 4. And then how the energy would work, not sure, but you get to, you can attack there, and then like continue to decide who should attack who, limit to that. You can then, I think, communication, like how do you talk to your partner about like what's happening. I think quick emotes are going to be what's useful, and then the emotes are only seen for your partner. I don't think you should emote across to your opponent. I think that's just between you and your partner. Like quick emotes like tag left for the left active, tag right for the right active, tag bench, evolve now, usability, heal me, like little things like that, depending on what your opponent plays. I think that would be really, really cool to see a tag team done well, and inside of these like quicker games, that could be a really way to spice things up. It's great to add your friends list, right? Another reason why you have friends in this game, you'd be able to do that, or just even doing like quick co-op matches in there. I think that might, who knows? People like to sell and disconnect already, but this could be really fun. And maybe it might entice people to say, because now it's not your fault that you're losing. It is, a group effort. And so maybe that'll keep everybody in there. For number 7, this would be really cool as well. This is for like the idle folks. I think there's something about auto leagues that are really cool, where you build your deck and then you send it into a fully automated league. And that way you watch it battle when you're offline. When you log back in, you get ranked, you get rewards, you get replay highlights. It's kind of like all those other idle players where you kind of like set the stars and then they have their own arenas, and then you like build up, and then you kind of like set your defense, and then you can swap out cards for other things as well, and then just kind of see what happens. And then you get your different leagues so you can rank up, and then the higher the ranks that you are, the more rewards you get that way, but you're not actively playing in them. So you can set it and then go from there. So that could be like just with decks. That could or you can have different levels of decks where like you get your Darkrai and a second Darkrai, you merge it, and then you get a Darkrai with 1 star. Then if you merge a 1-star Darkrai and another 1-star Darkrai, then you get 2-star Darkrai, and then you gotta like build it back up. So then that Darkrai gets maybe more HP, more attack. Maybe the 3-star Darkrai finally gets its ability, right? Like things like that. Who knows? Like literally is the oyster, but just kind of having some auto draft or auto league where you can kind of set it and forget it and come back and just see what you get would be really cool. And then I think this kind of goes back to the beginning one, but like a time warp tournament, just again, tournaments with rule sets, right? We get only Kanto Pokemon, only Johto Pokemon, only 1 diamond to 3 diamonds, no EXs, single type only, no supporters. So you're running only 1 Pokemon. You can do Magic the Gathering where it's Commander, where it's only one version per card, right? Like so you can have 1 Pichu, 1 Pikachu, 1 Raichu EX, 1 Professor's Research, 1 Pokeball, so on and so forth. And that way you just have different ways of tourneys and different ways of playing. And so if you just want the sweaty grind, you can go to ranked. But if you want like more restrictions, different metas, so to speak, that's being going on to there, you get that. But even in like the time warp as its own concept, maybe we get vintage packs where it's like we had the chubby cheeks Pikachu, and now you can get more of those cards. Like we can, like, what if they brought back the art of like the fossils, or like base set 1 Charizard, base set 2, base set 1 Blastoise, the fossil packs, the Johto ones, right? Like that would be really, really cool to see that art visualized in this game. So that would be pretty sweet. Another way to bring back folks in, but like letting those be gotten through participation, ways to unlock that, and obviously winning, of course, as you're getting wins to be able to unlock more. We're getting down to like number 9 and number 10, but number 9 here would be like a battle puzzle mode. So what this is essentially, it's just kind of like vibes, right? Like it's like a puzzle board. So you're dropped into a battle with a preset hand and a board, and you have a set amount of turns to win. So you can kind of like think of this as like, for those of you who have seen like some of these chess games, like where it's kind of like here's a card, like a pawn here, a queen here, they have their pieces here. What do you do to win the game? It's like a brain teaser into like maybe you get like one a day or however many, like one per reset, and then if you get it, you get prizes. Like this is that simple. Obviously people can obviously like tell you the answers online, but you can actually sit there and think about it and go through it as well. And then that way there's also like that one thing to check up on, which would be like really, really nice. It's a great way to practice advanced tactics. So like to be able, like let's say you got that one turn to win and you have a Froakie on board, you have a Suicune, and they're down to 40 HP. In your hand is a Red Candy Greninja. You have to hit the Red Candy, then hit the Greninja, then you have to hit the ability, then you get to attack with a Suicune to get the win. So like things like that like would be pretty sweet to be able to see. Very much just like your own things to have to worry about and think about, but then that could happen there. And then what we have is lastly is just thinking about daily gym trials. Just short daily matches, crazy modifiers. Bench Pokemon can evolve. Only one stage Pokemon are allowed. Attack all attacks cost +1 energy. And maybe these could be, you know, like missions, right? Like adding missions into games that you're already playing, so you can go into casual, ranked, or any of these other game modes that we talked about, and do that. Or you just go into this mode and you kind of see like what these modifiers are, and then just try to get 3 wins or 2 wins. As long as you can complete 2 or 3 of these in a day, you get to have your rewards. Even if it's like each mission is just 1 pack point, like that goes far. You have your daily missions already, which like, you know, you open up packs, wonder packs, battle, and then like you're good to go. But like having an additional like do these things, and at first it might feel like chores, but if we already keep the baseline of R4, these are just in addition to and not replacing that, I feel like that's a win, right? Like being able to do it more, and the folks who want to engage in that can, folks who don't want to engage in that don't have to. And like that's the beautiful part about this, right? Like all of these things are optional, and just by giving people more opportunities to earn things will probably keep folks more engaged. So those are the 10 new game modes that could completely reinvent Pokemon TCG Pocket, from fast-paced battles to like these like tournaments to the puzzle things. Like it feels like each one of these adds something fresh for every kind of player, those who are casuals, those who are battlers, those who are collectors. But let me know in the comments, which mode would you play first? Are there modes that I didn't talk about that you're like very interested and possibly hopeful to see? Definitely let me know. And don't forget to hit that like button if you would like to see Pokemon TCG Pocket grow and evolve even further. Always make sure to subscribe for more Pokemon content, because I'm your guy. Until the next one, y'all, good luck pulling those EXs and good luck pulling those 2 stars. Catch you on the next one. Peace.